The Ladders to Learning series has reached another milestone, the third edition. It is an educational book intended for preschool pupils and teachers in order to attain a common goal, which is to learn. Ladders to Learning series also explores concepts and skills in the different subjects like mathematics, science, language, reading and phonics, writing, araling panlipunan for nursery, Kinder 1, and Kinder 2. The Ladders to Learning series has components in every lesson per subject. The first component is Let Us Learn. In Filipino, Ating Alamin. Here, the lessons are introduced using authors' original songs, poems, and stories, together, of course, with colorful and interesting illustrations. The second component is Let Us Try. In Filipino, Ating Subukin. Here, the exercises are provided to ensure mastery of the skill is being developed. The third component is Let Us Practice. Ating Gawin. It presents additional exercises designed to assess further the skills and competencies of the pupils. In every word text of the Ladders to Learning series 3rd edition, these are the new features. First, the use of icons as visual cues for the pupils to identify the skills or actions expected of them in the activity. Another one is the Awesome Kid or Galing Bulilit, presented through a QR code, which aid the pupils in mastering the lesson. Another new feature is the use of new and attractive illustrations, page layout design, and cover design to enhance the learning experience of the current generation. Another one is the introduction of central characters per subject area to add interest. The Ladders to Learning books are written with novelty for the purpose, of course, of encouraging young learners to learn the fun way. The authors of the books are high-calibered and seasoned preschool teachers who are experts in the field. This is Ladders to Learning series 3rd edition, nourishing children's minds and nurturing their future.
Ladders to Learning series 3rd edition, a complete set of preschool work texts for nursery, Kinder 1, and Kinder 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, Magis afternoon. I hope you have enjoyed your delicious lunch. It's great to see everyone recharged and refueled and ready for the afternoon sessions.
For now, may we ask the sharers from the sectoral consultation session to sit in front in order for us to have an orderly sharing here on stage. So from the parents sector, alumni sector, the community partner, the student sector, and from the faculty. All right, once again, may I ask all the sharers to stay in front here, right in front of the stage. So we shall begin with our oral sharing. To start off from the parent sector, we have Dr. Tuum Vatanagol, PTA President from Ateneo de Cebu. From the alumni sector, we have Ms. Araceli Ramiro, CICM Alumni President. From the community partner, we have Geraldine Peras. From the student sector, we have Princess Shermelty Elehorde, Sisters of Mary School, Girls Town. And from the faculty, we have Ms. Joanne Cardenio, St. Dominic. All right, so may I call on Dr. Tuum Vatanagol to start with our oral sharing.
A round of applause, please.
Magis afternoon to everyone. My name is Dr. Tuum Vatanagol. I'm presently the president of the PTA of Ateneo de Cebu. I will be honest, I did not expect to come on stage today, but I am grateful for the opportunity. We had a wonderful sharing with our group and we made new friends along the way. Now, we were told to answer two questions in the worksheet. One was Salamat and Sana. So for the Salamat, our group, we're basically grateful for Catholic education because it provides our children with a God-centered approach. This God-centered approach instills Catholic values, the core Catholic values, and these values were integrated within the classes. And there's a holistic approach that focuses on character building formation. It is the Catholic education that gives us, our children, discipline, as well as respect, involvement in worship, in praise activities like novenas, masses, prayers, reflections, recollections. Allow our children to practice what they actually see and observe. And we're also grateful, salamat sa empowered, that our children are empowered beyond academic excellence. So what do we mean by this? Catholic education has provided opportunities for our children to develop interests and skills in extracurricular activities, sports, the performing arts, music, and literature. And the Catholic education has prioritized character building above excellence. And we believe that for what would an excellent student be if they have no good character? And another thing we were grateful for is the community-centered education. Catholic education provides our children with a sense of being community-centered, wherein the principle of Magis actually applies not only to Ateneo, but to all other schools, all other Catholic schools, wherein we are molding. It's a transformational education where our children are being molded to be men and women for others. Men and women who will be future community leaders, And it is through Catholic education that they have been exposed to catechism, community outreach programs, as well as mission works as early as elementary and even junior high school. And one very important statement we got from our discussion was Catholic education allows us to acknowledge that love is service because we imitate that love which is from Jesus. And lastly, we are very grateful. Pasalamat yun me that there's open dialogue. Open dialogue between teachers, administration, wherein the teachers, the administrators are open-minded and they listen. And us being here this afternoon to share and be a part of this convention, this assembly, is a living testament of what that open dialogue is. And we are grateful that na-invite me, mga parents. So, dagag salamat for that. Now, what about the SANA? What is on our wish list? One is, it was raised by one of our sharers in our group, SANA, ma-restore and preserve. Restoration and preservation of the value of family, church, and faith in the young. Because we are now in an age of technology, and technology, advancing technology, really should not replace the core Catholic values and practices that we have. We should never be replaced with technology. SANA, there's more involvement of all stakeholders, wherein we, the parents, should be included. Do not forget the phrase inclusivity, wherein no one should be left behind and everyone should be on board. Because parents are actually, in some situations or scenarios, parents are neglected stakeholders, wherein they might be an underutilized asset. Why did I use the term underutilized asset? Because parents are full of potential. Parents are full of resources. And these resources are not just financial contributions, but parents are also rich in talents, skills, and take note, the time that parents give in getting involved in school activities, this time that parents give is actually a very timeless resource. And it is something which should be on everyone's wish list. Parents are a bridge, a collaboration, but this bridge can never be crossed unless there's engagement. This activity right now, I heard it's been years since parents have been included, and we asked ourselves, is it your first time? Yes, it's our first time. And there was someone in our group who was able to join, which was also very enriching. Parents will never be a part of this bridge to create that bridge between administration, parents, and students if there's no engagement. I think engagement is a very important aspect there. And on our wish list is scholarships, opportunities, so that those who might not be able to afford a private Catholic school education will be given the opportunity that they would also be included so that they can experience what is being experienced now by our children. Affordable tuition is on the wish list, and there's also the phrase tuition freeze, which I'll just mention in passing and whisper. Okay? And lastly, in our wish list, sa SANA, more involvement of students in community work. Because not all institutions get the chance and opportunity or have a program wherein students are actually brought to the battlefield, the real world, out of their comfort zones, so that they can see what really is going on around them. And that's very important now in the post-pandemic and peri-pandemic period, where a lot of us were just locked in our houses, and the only thing we communicated with was a computer. We need to reach out Because the truth is, all of us are intended, our children are intended to be men and women for others. Daghang salamat. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Vatanagol. Now let's have from the alumni sector, Ms. Araceli Ramiro, Alumni President. Please give her a round of applause.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Same here, I was also ambushed to represent the alumni. So I am Araceli Avanzado Ramiro. I graduated in CIC Mandaue in grade school and also in high school, CIC Cebu. I was the past president of the CIC Cebu, and now I'm still the president of the CIC Mandaue Alumni Association. So in behalf of the CIC Cebu and the CIC Mandaue Alumni Association, I welcome you all to this CEAP Regional Assembly. So we were 17, and we were representing from other alumni associations also. So the 17 members were divided into two groups. So I have the papers here, so I just read it 5 minutes ago. So I'm really sorry for, I have to read this. So the first question was about the salamat, no? So there were two groups. The first group mentioned it that we are thankful about the character formation, the Christ-centered, and the holistic formation we got from our school. So the second group also answered the values and quality of education, the spiritual formation and discipline, and the strengthened Christian faith. You know, I have to speak in behalf of the CIC, the Vincentian values I got, the Vincentian charism and the Vincentian spirituality that is embedded in us, in our school. So seeing people who are, seeing Jesus Christ in every poor people we met, so that is having that Vincentian charism. So we are also proud that the other schools also, they also wrote down that being Christ-centered and the character formation that was also embodied in us and our other Catholic schools. Now, I am so happy to hear it also while we had this sharing. So the other one, the SANA, it's the same, that more social engagement, the environmental consciousness, updated teachings and learnings and facilities. So the other group also answered more funding, more scholarships, sister, lower tuition fee daw. So, and strengthen character education. And what is really struck me during the sharing is, you know, like the values. Now, we are from Catholic schools, but the values that were instilled to us, sometimes we forgot when we grow older, maybe because of environment, or maybe because you are pressured with work, and sometimes we cannot do honesty and integrity already. So I want that to be, inculcated in the minds of, you know, we are Catholic, and how come, I'm sorry, I'm so emotional, how come even a simple election, we didn't even know how to choose. I'm so sorry, you know, but where is the value that I want to impart also to my children? So, like, we should not forget the teachings that the sisters, the teachers, the priests, that they taught us, you know, we should know what is right from what is wrong. We should, you know, how to discern, because that is important. Like, we cannot give what we do not have. So what can we teach to our children? The simple values that we get in school, the simple good manners, we all learn it at home. And our home is also in school because we spend more time in school. So our teachers are our second mothers to us. So let us, I just want this, that in this assembly, that we focus more on the values than having this academic excellence. Of course, there should be academic excellence, but what kind of a person we are, it reflects on our family and on the school we came from. Really, like, I'm so thankful with CIC that, you know, even up to now, we still do outreaches and still instill the values that we were taught. Because it's not easy to be pressured and to, to choose which is right and which is good. Because it is in us that we should believe that every person, we are created in the image and likeness of God, and we should be, and we should show it. We should not only talk about it, but we also have to live with it. So thank you so much for this opportunity to share in behalf of the alumni. So I am so thankful that this assembly we are included also, and we are part, the alumni are being part, and the parents to be part of this, being stakeholders. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ramiro. Let me now welcome to the stage from the student sector, Princess Shermel T. Elejorde from the Sisters of Mary School, Girls Town.
Good afternoon to everybody. I am Princess Shermel T. Elejorde, a student from the Sisters of Mary, a 9th grader, and I am greatly honored to be in front and share my experience studying at a Catholic school. So what am I thankful for my school? So first, I am very thankful for my school for granting me the privilege to study at a school which has a high quality education and moral values. When I say high quality education, one evidence here is me standing in front of you. I could not obtain this without the help of the school. The school molded me to be like this. The school helped me to develop, to gather my confidence and be who am I right now. And then for the second, even though my family is not financially stable, I thank the school for giving me the quality education despite of being financially unstable. Actually, in the Sisters of Mary, one quality that you should have is you should be one of the poorest of the poor. That's a qualification for you to come inside the Sisters of Mary. And then to share to you, I took the risk to come inside the Sisters of Mary, even though my hometown is in Leyte. I took the risk to come here in Cebu and study in the Sisters of Mary, since I admit that life outside is not really that pleasant, not like the fantasies that we knew in the movies. And then third and last but not the least, I thank the school for guiding and helping me to save my soul. Because of the school, I was aware about my spiritual life. Actually, outside, I'm not into religious context. Like, I have a conflict with I don't understand Catholic teachings, and I don't even know how to handle a rosary when I was still outside. Outside, when my peers say, hey, Shermel, let's go and have some mass, I would go to mass, but I would just chit-chat in front of Jesus. And I don't even know what is inside the homily. I would just go home without even having the knowledge of what the homily was. And then talking about Catholic, actually outside, when I was still elementary, when you say Mama Mary and Papa Jesus, I thought that there were couples. But when I know the word spouse, like, hey mom, what is spouse? I was like, oh dear, that's like your father, it's my husband. So what? So Saint Joseph is the spouse of Mary, then who's Jesus? I was greatly disturbed by that thought, so I did not dwell on that. I did not dwell on that, since it's kind of a bit fishy for myself. And then my understanding was turned upside down when I came inside the Sisters of Mary. Like the school made me knew what the Holy Trinity is, like 3 personas in one God. I was able to how to handle rosary and how to keep my spiritual life, going to mass, value the prayers taught by the sisters, and then going to my sanas. I would gladly want my school to expand to the other countries, helping the poorest of the poor around the world. As I've said, the sisters, our founder, the main goal of our founder is to help those who are really in need. One qualification to come inside the Sisters of Mary is for you, if you really are greatly in need, if you are one of the poorest of the poor, that is one qualification. And I want to see my school, giving you an example like Ukraine and Russia, I would want gladly to see Sisters of Mary to build another institution there, because I know because of the war, many students, many people many people needs help, especially that they're on the war. And then second thing, I want my school to receive supports from donors and continually share the teachings in the Catholic Church. To share you about my school, the Sisters of Mary, actually the Sisters of Mary, all of us are not rich. We were just like that because many charitable persons outside, like in France, Germany, they spend money just for the students to have a high quality education. And that's because the Sisters of Mary was successful because of the financial given by the other countries, and of course, the prayers we have. And third but not the least, I want to see our Father Founder to be canonized as a saint. Venerable Aloysius Quartz was a good example for us. As I've said, his main goal is to help the poorest of the poor. Like what he did to Korea. When it was time of war, he got to Korea, even though he has his disease, his hepatitis, he got to Korea and helped them. It was like a stepping stone for the Korea to have a better society. And me, myself too, because of our Father Founder, I want to see him as a saint. Like I want to see the school celebrating because our Father Founder is a saint. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Princess of the Sisters of Mary School. Next, let us hear from the community partner. Let's hear from Geraldine Peras.
Pasensya na, dito na lang po ako, hindi ako sanay sa taas. Good afternoon, everyone. And of course, from the community partners and sa mga eskwelahan, i-address ko po ito sa aming tatlo. Instead, 4 kami, naging 3, umabsent pa yung isa. So sa community, 3 na lang po. From Ninela and Sir Ryan Flores, nagtipon-tipon muna kami, nag-uusap kaming 3. Ano nga ba ang nagpapasalamat sa akin sa aming sa eskwelahan? Sa aming tatlo ha. First is yung spiritual formation, magka-teamwork talaga kami. Tapos, merong generous, catechism, kami ng istorya. Maiksi lang naman, Ma'am Sir, ang binigay niyong oras. Sulit-sulitin ko na. Please be sorry po. Bigyan niyo priority, senior. Okay na. Okay, at least 1 minute of your life, you make laughing. Laughter is the best medicine, pawala sa antok. Icebreaker, kumbaga. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa school namin. Alam niyo kung bakit. St. Alfonso's Catholic School is the QRT in our life with the whole community. I have there in Mactan, back of Liberty Shrine, during the big phenomenon of Typhoon Odette. Actually, to tell you frankly, there is no such barangay and city officials who came to our place and, oy, kumusta na mo diha? Namatyan mo? Buhi ra mo? Okay ra mo? Namigikaon na mo'y tubig? Nobody. Because at the time came during the phenomenon, Typhoon Odette, have you still remember, siguro sa inyo, may nakakalimot. Talaga, aminado tayo, kahit kanong busy tayo, kahit pari ka man, sister ka man, o anong katungkulan natin bawat sa isa, there is a minute into our life na malilimot tayo, nalilimutan natin. Alam niyo kung bakit? During lockdown period, di ba may bahay ka, may ilaw ka, may tubig ka, may ayuda ka? Oh, ano ang kinakatok ni Lord God bawat isa sa atin? Quality of time to have your family. Right? Have faith, close-tied faith. Prayers, faith, hope, buo ang pamilya. When Typhoon Odette came, ano? Ulit ang kinatok ni Lord sa iyo. Kinuha si bahay, si ilaw, si tubig, si pagkain. Nasa kalsada lahat tayo. Hindi ba? Sort of parang recollection sa mga kahapon natin. Sa mga estudyante, maraming salamat po. Sa adult sisters, maraming salamat po. Alam niyo kung bakit during Typhoon Odette, sila ay lumuhod, yumuko, gumapang hanggang maabot ang pinakadulo sa area ko. Matulungan lang kami. Sa mga estudyante, laking papasalamat ko sa kanila. Alam mo kung bakit? Tinatanong ko sa kanila, and every time they have outreach program sa area ko, tinatanong ko, how and where do your love starts to our community? Walang magsasagot. Later, I will ask, do you have any 1 peso coin? Lahat sila magbibigay. Sabi ko, ang titigas ng ulo nyo, I need only 1 peso coin. Tapos sabi ko, palagi hawak-hawak ko na yung peso. This is how your love starts to us. Sa peso mo edukasyon ng anak ko, kung anak ko ang pero kung akong nag-aaral, peso mo edukasyon ko, malaking tulong dahil may mga nakakatapos ng mga estudyante. Still sa area ko, meron man, pero sa tuwing na lagi kong ipanaalaala sa kanila, lumingon kayo kung saan kayo galing at sa tuwing ako, ano ang natamasa niyo ngayon? Ipamamahagi niyo sa iba. At sana, meron man tayong sana, sandyan ha, may kodigo ang senior citizen, sana sa livelihood program, matuloy at saka yung mini library namin para sa mga kabataan na in time mag-outreach sila. Meron kaming library, kumbaga may pwesto na talagang hindi sila mainitan, maulanan, ingon ana. And then, sa scholarship, on the go pa rin. Mas pinalawak, mas pinalapad nila. Not only in my area. We have Ulango, Punta Inganyo, Kaluisan, Basak, Tingo, much more. Mas pinalapad, pinastretch out pa nila. We thank you all, adult sisters, faculty and staff, mga estudyante. Together with the parents, supportive parents in time, we have reached out sa feeding program namin, sa mangrove planting, coastal cleanup, hope, wish ko po, sana may mag-sponsor sa amin to handle disaster training, kahit basic man lang po kasi nowadays is quite totally high-tech na yung mga gamit. Hindi sa kaha-high-tech ng mga ekipo or equipment ngayon or mga gadgets, the more hindi ka natutulungan kaagad. So what we need is kung kaya naming gawin. That's the wish we have. And together with my co-pilot, there's a community, dalawa si Ryan at saka si Nenela. And of course, still, we have charity works in any different ways. Sa amin, motto namin, pag hindi namin kaya ang pera, kung anong kaya mong gawin, do not hesitate to do and share everything. Not only by your own, but to expand it through others. People who are in totally needs. Hindi yung pansarili mo lang ang tinatanaw. Kasi mahirap ngayon. O ako si Juan, sa yun doolon lisod pangitaon. So what we do is to hands-on, in real, sa mga kayang gawin, mga kasama, mga kaibigan. I'm so proud to be part of you this afternoon. Wala akong masabi. Nagpapasalamat ako dahil naging bahagi ko sila. Thank you po sa mga Adult Sisters. St. Alphonsus Catholic School. I've been handled it for almost 8 years and 6 months. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Miss Geraldine from St. Alphonsus School. Now let us have our last sharer from the faculty. Let me welcome Miss Joan Cardenio from St. Dominic. A round of applause, please.
In behalf of the CEAP-SEPA President and the CEAP-SESPA President, the faculty, the admins, students, as well as community partners coming from the region of Cebu, good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to share the data or the reports I've collated from my co-faculty from the sharing we had earlier this morning. So this talk will center on the Salamat and the Sana. So I will just generalize these points because these points are very broad to mention. I want to start with a quote that I believe, different age brackets, different experiences, different lives' wisdom. I believe the teachers are the backbone of the institution, especially in school. Without teachers, we cannot produce graduates. We have no doctors, we have no engineers, and we have no pilots or any other profession. So for the Salamat, I will center this on the mentorship of the admins and the office in charge. Since we are dealing with a private institution, it is Christ-centered curriculum. We are not just talking about the lessons in the book, but we are also honing the students' spiritual life, understood about life in one setting, in different setting, for professional growth to the teachers as well. Secondly, through this, we can armor different challenge because in education, we are not just about talking with what's in the book, but the main thing is the impact that we had to the people around us. Formation, economic support for the students, preserving the traditional beliefs that in our generation today, only few of us practiced, and other students also are not given the value of that. Preserving also the mass, the spiritual growth, and enhancing students morally, the ideals of the society that teachers supposed to have to our students. And we have compassionate colleagues and sustainable needs, and that is divided for the work ethics inside an organization, which is very amazing that we have that. Evangelize education in molding and shaping the lives of each and every individual, despite the regions they came or different marginalized society, because not all students are given the same privilege as the other students in other schools. We have also the development programs of the school, because in school we are extending hands to the needy, not just for the people who needs education, but for the people who need spiritual growth, mindset, and also shaping their lives as a person. And we have also editors in the school, so this will enhance the students in their ability to have community linkage, because not all times that education happens in the four walls of a classroom. And I believe in that. Last but not the least, through education, I am so thankful because we have here the mutual and the mature spiritual growth. We are not aware of the reality that we are in if we're not educated. Kindly take note of that. And next, we have here the Sana. In the future, I wish to see the following in schools, not just for St. Dominic School, but also to the other schools. To improve more student-teacher relationship in a Christ-centered institution. I suppose that we, as the youngsters of this generation, we have a lot of dreams to create. We have a lot of lives to have an impact. And through a centered education, centering on Christ, we can achieve this kind of mission if we just put our hearts and minds to it. Secondly, to cultivate quality education, not just to sharpen the mind, but also to educate the closed minds. Lots of people nowadays are very close in terms of shaping what they really want to pursue in life. Not all students, not all teachers, even teachers aged 43, I suppose, they can tell what they want really in the future. So through education, I hope that the Catholic education will cultivate this to the students, not just the mind, but also educating the hearts. And I know the teachers are like that. And last but not the least, to make it short, to impact more lives, armoring the community, especially in times of a challenge. What I mean is a challenge that we are facing, not just in a classroom setting, but also a challenge that we are dealing with our personal lives, in a community, in a work setting, in our family, or even building linkages with the community partners that we are having in our school. And to sum it up, I believe that we as teachers, we don't need to look back and cry for the saddest memories of the lost chapters of our lives. We are to look back in order to help, because not all our struggles are the reason to continue. We can struggle because we all have challenge, but we can make it as a weapon. And through prayer and through God, we can do anything possible here on earth. I hope that these Sana and Salamat will be instilled in your hearts and minds as you leave this theater room later. Good afternoon once again.
Thank you, Ms. Joanne, and thank you once again to all the sharers. Your words have indeed inspired us all. And now to synthesize the sharing, may I call on once more Father Jesper John R. Petralba for the synthesis. There's still one more. All right, let's have the last sharer. Last two, okay. Okay. See, let's have the sharer for the non-teaching staff.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So in behalf of the non-teaching staff, I will share with you our Salamat and Sana that we discussed ganina. Okay, for our Salamat, okay, first we are thankful for nourishing our faith, both spiritually and non-spiritually. And also we are thankful because all our learnings can be applied in the aspects of our life. And also, ang pinaka-importante, we are very thankful for the benefits and privileges given by our school, especially for the tour. So St. Dominic Savio just celebrated in advance the Teachers Month. Okay, we have the outing together with the faculty and staff, as well as our working students. And for our Sana, okay, the non-teaching personnel wish to have a availment of PEAC subsidy for non-teaching, because just like the faculty, the non-teaching as well work hard for the school. And also the source of, enough source of funds for school needs and personnel needs and sources. Next is for to stop the fast turnover of teachers and workers. So we all know that every year we are our teachers and our staff are resigning. So every year, nag-ilista og mga teachers, and it is very hard for the students to adjust. Nga naka-adjust na sila sa ilang teacher last year, and then the other year is mag-ilis na sad. So I hope that we hope that in the future we can see personnel who come to our school with a mission, not only to work to only work and be paid, but also those who have a heart to teach and live by the values of our own schools. Okay, and also, we hope that our schools have a increasing enrollment because we all know that it is our foundation. Okay, the increase of enrollment will equate to the availability of our resources, to the benefits of the community of the school, and also to improve the school facility. So that will depend on our enrollment, especially for the small schools that compete really during the enrollment period. So we just come into conclusion that all schools, okay, all the private institutions, magsugod na gani ang school year is mag-overthink na dyan na pila na kay enrollment karon nga year. Because we all know that all the schools are, especially the private school, are affected by the pandemic. So before and after the pandemic, the number of enrollees are very far from that. And one of our non-teaching personnel also shared that after the pandemic, they have just their number of enrollees came into half. So from 600, okay, na 300 na lang. Okay, so that would be all for the non-teaching personnel.
Thank you, Miss. Let us now have our last sharer from the administrators. We have Dr. Rosalinda Barton.
Okay, good afternoon. So we cannot also let this day pass without sharing from the administrators kay Bibo ning amua. Okay. So naamad ang original copy, Father, kanila na adiri. Okay. So from the administrators, we have here, allow me to read. We are very grateful for the holistic development provided by each institution, particularly on religious activities, wellness activities, outreach program, and other also seminars and formation provided to the administrators, engagement of the administrators also in different organizations through the support of the school heads. And then religious education being part of the curriculum. So we are also very thankful to that. And also, we are thankful of the Catholic schools engagement in the church, particularly in the different community activities. So with this, we were able to inflesh our evangelizing education. So with the SANA, the first SANA here is that the school be engaged in research and international exposure. Second, that there will be an expansion of government support and partnership to private schools. Third, Catholic schools, that all schools will increase in population to sustain its interests, because Catholic schools are for the wealthy and rich families. Okay, naigibutang din here. And then the third, all schools will have one mind and one heart for the youth and for the poor. And the last, which we find very significant, that CEAP and Kakotse, and maybe even seminary, will forge partnership to create a program for the professional development of the CLE teachers. So maybe you remember in the presentation of our keynote speaker that one of the areas there is about out of the field teachers in CL. And in the sharing, we were really one in that SANA, that there will be a kind of training wherein the teachers will gain also certificate. Similar to that Mother of Life in Manila. And with that, they will already be really enriched and capable of teaching, because there were some jokes, and I didn't say jokes, truths actually, shared in our group of some mistakes of doctrines being taught during the CLE time, because not all teachers are equipped in teaching such. In the priests who are with us also, we're very grateful of this. In fact, I remember Father Celis was also sharing that there was one place wherein they were conducting a survey as to who are the CLE teaching their line of specialization and those that are not CLE. And result, the decision that was made was the partnership of the seminary and also a school in creating a particular course for the teachers so that they will really qualify in teaching CLE. Of course, all of us are catechists, but it requires deepening of the faith because we cannot give what we don't have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Barton. And given that all the groups have already been accounted for, once again, let us call Father Jesper Petralba for the synthesis of our sharing. Let us give him a round of applause.
Thank you, sir. Regarding the last item Dr. Barton mentioned, I just would like the Cebuanos to know that the Archdiocese of Cebu is in the process of finalizing a survey tool which would seek to determine the state of religious education in the Archdiocese of Cebu. We are still awaiting the feedback, comments, suggestions from 19 schools we have asked to peruse said document. So the moment these feedbacks reach us, we would be able to finalize the draft and subject this draft to the expertise of the anthropology department of the University of San Carlos. So much for that. My dear friends, the reports we just heard showcase two categories of realities. The first one, graces received. The second one, invitations for growth. The Salamat portion highlights for us the many things we have received from the Lord, graces that we tend to forget and take for granted. So it's good that these graces are once again articulated in order for us to cherish them. And since gifts are also tasks, the gifts challenge us to be responsible and accountable for them. The SANA portion inculcates in our hearts the urgings, the prompting of the Spirit, the directions we need to take in order to achieve something more and something better. Someone wise said that it would be stupid for us to expect something new, yet we keep on doing the same old thing over and over again. The breakout sessions showcase for us how fruitful, how meaningful are genuine encounter, empathetic listening, and prayerful discernment. Thank you so much for your sharing. Thank you so much for the heart and mind you put into the breakout sessions. Thank you.
Magis, thank you, Father Jesper. At this juncture, let's begin the election of CEAP Region 7 trustee. Let us call on Dr. Rosalina L. Barton, the Secretary of CEAP Region 7, to give the reminders. This will then be followed by Dr. Jovita B. Agosto, the Treasurer of CEAP Region 7, for the Regional Treasurer's Report. Then, the Regional Trustee 2023 will be announced right after by Father Gerson Justiniani. A round of applause for Dr. Barton. Thank you.
So once again, good afternoon. It is my honor and pride to present to you our trustee nominees for this year's Regional Assembly. So we have 3 trustee nominees for our election this year, 2023, until 2025 service. So we have first in line, a very own. So we have Sister Lenny or Sister Elenita E. Soriano, DC, who is a cluster president of Colegio de Immaculada Concepcion, Cebu and Mandaue, and also St. Louis de Marilac College of Bugo. Sister Lenny, maybe we can ask you also to come up aside from the photo that we have prepared for you. Okay, once again, a round of applause to our first nominee. And second is Father Francisco Antonio T. Estepa, SVD, the president of University of San Carlos. Father, are you around? If Father is not around, so we have a photo here of Father for everyone to recognize. Sister here, thank you, Sister. And the third is Father Eduardo S. Celis Jr., OAR, the president of the University of San Jose Recoletos. So may I also ask Father to come up on stage? So we have also the beautiful faces on screen of our nominees. So each school, there were 47 schools mentioned this morning. So each school, regardless if you have elementary, junior high school, and senior high school, you are given 1 slot to vote. And that will be through your school head or his or her representative. And our voting will be online. So we will be flashing on screen the QR code so you can scan it. And for those who are members of our SEPA and CESPA and also Bax Talibon and Bax Tagbilaran GC, you can also go there because we have sent also in our GC the link for the votation. So you have from this time until the treasurer's report will finish to do the voting. Okay, let's start voting now. Thank you so much, Sister Lenny and Father Celis.
Good afternoon. While you are into that, kindly open your own personal phones. You have in the GC ba, we sent to all of the school heads. And then you just click your choice of the new trustee. And in the meantime, may I ask our Control Master, Ms. Christie, to present the sources and uses of funds of the CEAP Region 7 as of July 31, 2023. Ms. Christie? If it is too small, okay, just bear with us. So, on screen, you have the sources of our funds coming from the regional subsidy. Actually, the national office is giving us a subsidy of 60,000 every 3 months. That is 20 per month for the operations. We used to spend the money for, like, if you can recall, I am happy that a partner community mentioned that a school helped them during the Typhoon Odette because we are all affected. If during the pandemic we have the lights, the water, and the food, and the precious time to be together with our families, Odette got all this, di ba? Walay tubig, walay kuryente, nagnihit ang kaon, nagnihit ang gasolina, and so on. And our national office gave us an amount to be distributed to all member schools. And among the regional members, I can still recall that we were able to distribute 20,000 each for the 98 active schools in Bohol and Cebu. Although it's a very, very small amount, but I suppose, like for example, in big universities, the 20,000 could be just some like the budget for your data, but for the small schools, their meals. And that's it. And the amount that we got from the national office, we got 300, and from the regional, we gave a counterpart. But I suppose we were able to release from the regional office alone an amount of 1,600,000 that we gave to the 98 active member schools. So that's it. It was already reported before. So at the moment, as it was mentioned, March, April, May, June, July, we have reflected only 60. That means only 3 months. And the uses of funds, we used it for the honorarium of council members, like when we have meetings, our council office gives 500 pesos to each one, like transportation allowance. And just think that Father Gerson comes from Bohol, that 500 pesos is just like one-way fare. And that's it. Aside from the honorarium of the council members, we also have given honorarium to our invited speakers. Like if you can recall, last April we have Dolly and BIR speakers. And also, we give an honorarium to the recording secretary, just 1,000 a month. Okay? So the total expenses from that period, March 31, 2023 to July 31, 2023, is 23,500. So that's it. And a total of at the moment, the cash on hand we have is 1,156,959 pesos. Now, the money aside from the regional subsidy, the money of 1 million something is generated coming from seminars and assemblies like this. So if we have asked you to pay for that 1,000, and you might ask what that for, we have our foods for 400, and the token that you receive, plus other expenses. So you may think that 1,000 might only left the council with 10 pesos. I hope not. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Miss Christie, do we have now the result of the votation? Yes, we have. Will you please come forward and give it to Father Gerson to announce our new trustee for Region 7?
So the new trustee will be lucky this time. For Region 7 will host the National Convention. Okay. So the trustee for Region 7 garnered 51% of the total votes. And the new trustee for Napaw Mamay na. Drum roll, please. The new trustee is, congratulations to Sister Elenita E. Soriano, DC, Colegio de la Inmaculada Concepcion. Please come here on stage. Please, Sister Elenita. A round of applause again to the new trustee of CEAP Region 7. Sister, please come here on stage. Sister, congratulations. Some words.
Good afternoon to everyone, and I would like to thank you for the trust accorded to me and for giving our congregation an opportunity to serve CEAP Region 7. Please pray for me. Thank you.
We are always at your back, sister. Father Joel, Ma'am Ingrid, Doc Barton, Miss Angie and Miss Odette.
Okay, at this point, we shall now have the recognition of the new CEAP member schools. And to present them, we have Father Justiniani to be accompanied by Miss Ingrid Bohol. And Father Joel as well. Okay, let's give them a round of applause.
Good afternoon, my fellow educators. Allow me to present to you one new CEAP member school from Cebu, from Liloan, Cebu. We have GT Northeast Academy. May I request Sir Jonathan and Ma'am Geraldine Salvane to please be on stage to be recognized. So that's the school that they have in Liloan. I was just checking on them if they are here because they messaged earlier that they have to accompany their newly born son, kay barag not feeling well. So they did not respond to me also as well. But anyway, we have the new CAP member school from Liloan, Cebu, GT Northeast Academy. Congratulations.
All right, now at this point, we shall now present the plaques of gratitude to the council members of school year 2021 to 2023. Let's welcome the newly elected trustee, Sister Soriano of CEAP Region 7, and she shall be accompanied by Dr. Barton for the reading of names. So, okay, Dr. Augusto. May I call on Sister Soriano to come here on stage, and also Dr. Augusto. Let's give them a round of applause.
Let me read the citation. Catholic Educational Association of the Philippines, Region 7. Certificate of recognition is hereby given to Sister Mary Ivy B. Cesar DST in sincere appreciation and gratitude for her exemplary commitment, remarkable contributions, and magnanimous service as CEAP Region 7 Council Member, Academic Supervisor, Bax Talibon for school year 2022-2023. Given this 22nd day of September 2023, during the CEAP Region 7 Assembly with the theme Pilgrims of Hope, Exploring Pathways of Synodality at the Sacred Heart School, Ateneo de Cebu, Canduman, Mandawi City. Signed, Father Leonel Canyasari, Superintendent Bax Tagbilaran, and Vice Trustee CEAP Region 7. Father Gerson Justiniani, Superintendent Bax Talibon and Vice Trustee CEAP Region 7. Father Joel P. Oriesga, PhD, DVD, GD, Superintendent ECS and Vice Trustee, CAP Region 7, Mr. Jose Alan Arellano, CAP Executive Director, and Sister Maria Marisa R. Veri, RVM, CAAP President. Father Eduardo S. Silis Jr., OAR, as the new council member for the National Higher Education Commission and HEC representative for school year 2022-2023. Asas, Father? This certificate is given in recognition to Ms. Annie Abukay as new CAAP CESPA President and member of CAAP Region 7 Council this school year 2023-2024 and 2024-2025. Ms. Annie. Also, we would like to ask Ma'am Angelis B. Generali, our CAAP CESPA Vice President and Region 7 Council Member for the school year 2021-2022 to 2023. May we request Ma'am Angie to please come on stage.
So may I request the members of the council, please, to come forward. As I call your name, we have the same citation for all the plaques of recognition. So we have already recognized Angeles Generales. So may we ask Ma'am Ingrid Bohol, the CEAP-CESPA President and Council National Basic Education Commission Representative. Dr. Perlita S. Quiñones, Council Honorary Member, the PAC Region 7 Program Coordinator. And yours truly, the CEPA Vice President and Council Secretary. Dr. Jovita B. Agosto, CEPA President, Council Treasurer, and National Christian Formation Commission Representative. Father Jasper John R. Petralba, Council Honorary Member and the Kakochi Chairman. Father Gerson A. Justiniani, Vice Trustee, Superintendent of Bax Talibon. Father Linuel C. Canizares, Vice Trustee, Superintendent of Bax Tagbilaran. Father Joel P. Oriesga, Vice Trustee, Superintendent of ACSCS. Lourdes Flores Bacudo, Council Recording Secretary, the Secretary of the Regional Trustee. Father Narciso A. Silian, Jr., SVD, the Trustee of Region 7. Thank you and congratulations, council members of school year 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023. Kumanata. Ayun na lang panawag na ako. Ako na yung mag-agaw. I'm ready. So at this time, we will also have our acknowledgement so that our process facilitators can also come up on stage for their photo opportunity because they have also played a very significant role in our region assembly for this year. So once again, good afternoon to all the pilgrims of hope and stakeholders of Catholic education. So according to St. Ambrose, no duty is more urgent than that of returning thanks. So on behalf of the CEAP Region 7 Council, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the following who made our CEAP Regional Assembly 2023 successful, meaningful, and memorable. 1, Sacred Heart Ateneo de Cebu, led by Father Michael Pineda and Miss Annie Abukay, the principal, as the host, in charge of the food, accommodation of guests, documentation, assurates, the technicalities with their technical team, including the live streaming, the liturgical facilities and supplies, and everything that we need during this regional assembly. Let's give them a round of applause. And to the liturgy committee and readers, of course, with our mass presider. Now, after this program, Most Reverend Medifil Billones, we have the readers from the different schools. Please stand as I call your school to be recognized. Just stand where you are seated. St. Alfonso's Catholic School, St. Luis de Marila College of Bugo, St. Catherine's College of Carcar, the Samis from Colegio de la Immaculada Concepcion, Mandaue, altar servers from Academia de San Agustin, love offering collectors from St. Luis de Marilac and Academia de San Agustin Choir with Father Kabag, and also the offerers from all the schools. Let's give them a round of applause. Advance. Thank you. CEAP, SEPA, CESPA, Bax-Talibon, and Bax-Tagbilaran officers, the school heads and stakeholders for the sharing of the Salamat and Sana during our sectoral consultation. The process facilitators of the sectoral consultations in alphabetical order of their schools, may we ask you to come up on stage to receive the certificate of appreciation from the chair of the consultation, Ma'am Ingrid Buhol. Academia de San Isidro Labrador, Academia de San Agustin, Colegio de la Immaculada Concepcion, Cebu, Divine Life Institute of Cebu Incorporated, Sacred Heart School, Ateneo de Cebu, St. Dominic Savio International School of Lapu-Lapu, St. Teresa's College of Cebu, and University of San Carlos Basic Education. And our MCs, we have from Ateneo de Cebu, Florge Paulo C. and John Daniel Villa Carlos. Thank you so much. Ma'am Christy, may we... So we have our sponsors, the SIBS Publishing House, Phoenix Publishing House, Rex Bookstore, Abiva Publishing House, Johnny and Hansel Publications, St. Bernard Publishing House. Thank you so much. The different committees spearheaded by the CEAP Council members, our SEPA and CESPA, Bax-Talibon and Bax-Tagbilaran, led by the superintendents for the registration, program, budget, plaques and certificates, the AVPs, PPTs, the elections, sectoral consultations, and the new CEAP member schools and the new trustee. Father Narciso Silian, CEAP Region 7 trustee for school year 2021 until 2023. And our trustee for this year, 2023, Sister Elenita Soriano. And thank you also to our nominees. We have Father Estepa and also Father Celis. Thank you for responding to the call. And to Father Jasper Jan R. Petralba, our keynote speaker, and also the in charge of our synthesis. Thank you so much for your inspiring words, and also for the reflections that really move us to action that we have considered in our sectoral consultations. And the CEAP National Secretariat for their guidance in the implementation of the, they said, unique, I termed extraordinary program and synodal experience in the Regional Assembly for this school year. Of course, our President, Sister Marisa Viri, and Mr. Jose Alan Arellano, Executive Director, and the officers who are present with us today, journeying with us in our Regional Assembly. We have our Vice President, Father Mauricio Olip, and Ms. Mary Ann Cruz, Deputy Executive Secretary, and other guests. Thank you so much for gracing our assembly. And to all of us and all of you who are present today, we are forever grateful. May God reward you. So just magbalos to all of us. So may we continue to inspire and support one another in fulfilling our mission as stakeholders in Catholic education, that in all things God may be glorified. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations once again to everyone.
Dear administrators, faculty, alumni, parents, non-teaching staffs, students, and partner community, as we draw this assembly to close, we have a Eucharistic celebration that we are encouraged to attend. Let us proceed to the Cor Jesu Oratory.
We hope that all the things that you have learned today will become a motivating factor as we continue to heal our world one step at a time. I am Florge Paulusi once again.
I am Jan Daniel Villacarlos, always
Magis,
Magis,
always Lux Oriens, always Ad Maiorem Dei Gloriam.
Thank you.
Okay, before we exit the venue, let us first have a group picture here at the theater. Okay, may I ask everyone once again that before we exit, we shall have a photo all together. So may I ask those people to sit down. Yeah. So the picture will be taken from the stage. Okay, may I ask the tech team to turn off the lights on stage, please? Thank you. May we request Sister Lenny to stay in front for the photo. Okay. Okay, may I request everyone to stand for... Yes, let's all stand for another picture. Sige, I will count down for the photo. 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you very much. Once again, may we request everyone to proceed to the Cor Jesu for the Eucharistic celebration. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you exit, you may get your snacks. It's just outside the theater. Thank you.